Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So I got an update for you guys today. This video became too big. This video right here of an IDF. So this is a video of an IDF soldier pretty much smashing the head of a statue of Isa, Jesus Christ. So the video has become so big that even they had to hurry their asses up and try to clarify it before the whole entire world catches on. And here you go, ladies and gentlemen. They decided to, well, make a golden statue of Jesus. Now, my question is, where did they find this? Because from the look of it, you don't make this in a heartbeat. You don't make this just like that. Okay? This story is new. This takes weeks to make. So perhaps somebody was generous enough to post it, to put it up, and then of course they probably came in and took a picture of it and then said, hey, look at us, we decided to replace the statue, see, we're not as bad as you think we are, which, you know, is bullshit. So let's go ahead and read, you know, some of the response to what they said about this situation here. And I have some stuff to also talk about here. I'm just here to just break it to you, Christians. You think that these people are your allies. In reality, they're not. Rather, Muslims are far better allied than you can possibly imagine, and I'm going to give you guys the proof of that. So, the IDF decided to respond to this video right here. Or, the smashing of the statue. And I quote, a short while ago, in a full coordination with the local community of the Devil in southern Lebanon, the damaged statue was replaced by the IDF troops. The Northern Command worked to coordinate the replacement of the statue from the moment it received the report of an incident. The IDF expresses deep regret over the incident and is working to ensure that it does not happen again in the region. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, wow. They replaced the statue that they broke. Okay. What about the hundreds and the thousands of Christians that you have killed? What about those guys? Those don't matter, huh? Right. And I'm going to show you guys what to think of you guys. Hey, this is not me from me. This is from them. And then you got this Ahmed guy over here. So for some odd reason, Muslim, we got dragged into this, even though this has nothing to do with us. But you know, somehow, somewhere, it always has to come back to Muslim because we're always going to be the boogeyman. We're always the bad guy. So therefore, you Christians need to understand that your enemy is the Muslim. Even if you see Jews spitting on your God, smashing the head of your God, destroying churches, killing Christians, expelling Christians from their home who have been living there for generation after generation. Despite all that, ignore all of that. Muslims are your enemy. So, let's listen to what Ahmed has to say. Israel replaced the destroyed statue of Jesus with a new, beautiful golden one and detained the soldier who destroyed it and the person who filmed it. This is how you self-correct. Muslim nation need to learn a thing or two from Israel. Ooh, wow. We need to learn a thing or two from Israel. What do you mean learn? What is there to learn from these people? They have nothing to teach us. Absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, I recommend the whole entire world to see what Israel is doing and do the complete opposite of that. These people have committed genocide. These people have came into people's home under the guidance of, oh, we're a bunch of people who got kicked out of our home in Germany. Therefore, we need some refuge. And so these are the same people who, well, not the same exact, but their next generation are the same people who literally went ahead and kicked out the Palestinians from their homes. If you don't believe me, listen to Bella Hadid's story and her father, and you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So there's nothing these people can teach us. All right, nothing. Listen to a horror story that comes from the prison, from the hostages that they have caught. Listen to the SA that they have, the Palestinians have gone through. Again, I emphasize, we have nothing to learn from these people. So this guy is an idiot. He's a moron. Get off my screen. With that being said, you know, I want to try to make this video very, very quick. So let's go through this real quick. So I went ahead and just, it doesn't take long. It really doesn't. All you have to do is just type this right here. What does the Quran say about Jesus? As a matter of fact, we as a Muslim, right, we revere Jesus so much. There is literally a chapter in the Quran that talks about the mother of Jesus, Surah Al-Maryam. There's no women in the Quran that is ever mentioned by name except for her. That's how much respect we have for her. Okay. With that being said, Again, I'm not going to try to read this whole thing right here. You can go ahead and pause it. All right. You can go ahead and pause it so that way you can read it for yourself and just learn a little bit of what Muslims believe about Jesus. This is not much, but it's a little bit of a context. The Quran presents Jesus, referred to it in Arabic as Isa, as a highly revered figure, a major prophet, a messenger of God, and the Messiah, holding a unique stature among prophets. He is mentioned by name 25 times in many more verses throughout 15 surah chapters. Key aspects of Jesus in the Quran include virgin birth. The Quran emphasized the miraculous virgin birth of Jesus, stating he was created when God commanded be kun fayakun, and he was. Second, a prophet and a servant. Third, miracles. Fourth, not crucified or killed. Fifth, messenger. And in title, he called the word Kalimatullah, a word from God, a spirit from him, and the Messiah. And then second coming, while maintaining Muslim belief Jesus was raised to heaven, many believe he will return before the day of judgment. Yes, Muslim, we believe that Jesus will return just like you Christians out there. We also believe the same exact thing. And then lastly, denial of divinity. Obviously, we don't believe that Jesus is God. I'm pretty sure we can all come to unanimous agreement that that's what Muslims believe. But I'm not here to do any religious debate. I'm just here to let you guys know that these people are full of shit. When they come here and they tell you that Muslims are your enemy, that's not the case. And so just a little bit of icing on the cake, right? Right now, America is at war with Israel. With Iran. Therefore, I figured, you know what? Let me just go ahead and just rub this in you guys' face, because why not? So I went ahead and just look at what did Ali Khamenei say about Jesus. If you don't know who Ali Khamenei is, he is the previous supreme leader that recently got assassinated by 2 Tomahawk missiles with a double tap out of school, hence starting off this whole entire war. So Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, has consistently described Jesus Christ as a revered holy prophet and a torchbearer of heavy justice with the Islamic tradition. That's the man you guys went to war with, FYI. On the other hand, I don't remember seeing any clip of, what's his name? Benjamin Netanyahu speaking anything about Jesus, but these are his supporters. These are people who will literally glaze that dude up and down, even if he goes ahead and slaughter millions of babies. They will go ahead and glaze him no matter what. So I decided to say, you know what? Since these are the people who are in the same circle as Benjamin Netanyahu, let me go ahead and just find a few clips of them talking about Jesus. Hence, here's Ben Shapiro. If you don't know who Ben Shapiro is, well, he is somebody who is a huge political speaker out there. Come on, you should know who Ben Shapiro is now. I don't really want to go over much of detail, but yeah. So Ben Shapiro here, this is what he has to say about Jesus.
Jewish point of view, where we don't believe in the divinity of Christ. I think that there you can make an argument that the Gospels, which were written,
he was just a prophet.
No, we don't even believe he was a prophet.
What do you think he was? What do you guys think?
What do I think he was historically? I think he was a Jew who tried to lead a revolt against the Romans and got killed for his trouble, just like a lot of other Jews at that time who were crucified for trying to lead revolts against the Romans and got killed for their trouble.
So he became legend in story, and it became a bigger and bigger deal as time went on.
Yeah, he had a group of followers, and then that gradually grew, and then
do you think he was resurrected?
No, that's not a Jewish belief.
Okay, I just want to check.
Yeah, no, we're not into we're not into miracle stories.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's a light version of it. I'm just gonna tell you right now, that right there was very calm and collected. In fact, if you knew what these people say about Jesus behind you Christians back, you'll be like, what can we friend with these people? What's like at all? Just an example. They believe Jesus is literally burning in human feces. They believe Jesus is in hell right now as we are speaking. So I just want to go ahead and say that you go ahead and decide on, all the other stuff that you have to say. Here's another rabbi, by the way.
How can I not be happy when I see millions of goyim bow down to one Jew tonight? When they took their religion from the Jews, this foolish Christianity that they invented, they took some things from Judaism and developed lots of nonsense on top of it. But even their religion came from the Jews. Even their Messiah is a Jew that was kicked out of yeshiva. Still a Jew. And Christmas Eve. Tonight it's becoming Yoshke's birthday. even though it's total nonsense because they started Christmas 300 years after Christianity started. They didn't have Christmas.
I don't need to go any further. You get the whole point. Continue on. Here's another one for you.
But there are certain people that go to Gehenom that even after the world ends, Mashiach comes, brings salvation to the world, their Gehenom will not end. Meaning their Gehenom is eternal. Certain types of sinners.
Gehenom, if I'm not wrong, is hell.
People that violate Shabbat and do not do tshuva. People that desecrate Hashem's name, don't do tshuva. Non-Jews also have a Gehenom that's eternal, but it's not for Shabbat, it's for different things. For violating the 7 Noahide laws. Also JCPenney's in Gehenom and not coming out. Jesus is also in Gehenom. There's a Gemara in Masechet Gitin that Onkelos the Ger did a seance and brought back 3 people that died. One of them was his uncle Titus in English. Another one was Bilam. And the third one was Jesus. And he asked them what's happening in the afterlife. All 3 of them were in different parts of Gehenom, and they described Gehenom.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, I really don't want to make this video very long, but like I said, you get the idea. This is what these people believe about your God. So this right here, where is it? This right here, this is a charade. That's all it is. It's propaganda. It's a way for you, Christian, to just bow your head back down and continue moving like a sheep that you are, and then work hard and give them your money continuously so they can keep blowing up your brothers and sisters in the Middle East. You think Muslims are the only one being killed? That's not the case. Jews are also being killed. Christians are being killed. Muslims are being killed. The whole Judaism has been hijacked by a bunch of Satanists. Let's be honest. It has. It's been taken over by them. How long ago? I don't know. But if you learn about the Frankists, maybe it might give you a little bit of idea of exactly, where these people come from. With that being said, we can all unanimously agree that God destroyed Qawm Lut or Lot. We can all agree on that. Christian, Muslims, and Jews. We can all agree on that. Israel is set to host the Middle East's largest Pride festival. Now, since when did God decide to change his mind about homosexuality? What time did he decide to do that in history? I'm genuinely curious. Because these people, they're literally just like, human beings were destroyed for this act right here. Now they are holding the largest Pride festival. And you want to know where they're doing it? Next to the Dead Sea. Yeah, it's a mockery. It's a way of, I hate to say this, but it's like flipping off God. It's like saying, God, flipping them off. That's the equivalent of that. And so, to end this off, I just want to go ahead and rub something in you guys' face just to end it off, right? This guy right here is, he teaches religion. He's very, very intelligent when it comes to, when it comes to pretty much Islam and Christianity, right? And the reason why I'm showing you guys this video is because here in America, the trope is that Muslims are taking over. The trope is that Muslims are going to go ahead and destroy America if they get into position of power and so on and so forth. But since that message has been flowing around for so long, we can all agree Muslims are not in power. Muslims are, trying to live their day-to-day life, right? And so on and so forth. We can agree on this. They're not in power. They have no saying in the government. They don't make the law. They make none of the, because of all the propaganda that has been going around, especially after 7/11. But the people who are in power, my question is this: what have they done to America? Hence this video right here. Let's listen. Sorry.
Say something very interesting. I don't know if
Hold on.
Look, I just heard an anti-Zionist Christian podcaster say something very interesting. I don't know if I totally agree with this, but it's interesting no less. He said, when America started blessing Israel on May 14th, 1948, what did it get? What did America get since then, since the Nakba? What did America get since 1948? Abortion, feminism, homosexuality becoming mainstream, increase in AIDS and other STDs, gender ideology, high crime rates, trash in the streets, increased violence, increased divorce, inflation, increased homelessness, rampant atheism, the epidemic use of pornography, disobedient children, social Marxism, critical race theory, and postmodern post-truth philosophy.
Wow.
So at the end, he asked, are we being blessed or are we being cursed? What do you think?
Hey,
So yeah, ladies and gents, there you go. So going back to this brain dead last quote, Muslim nation need to learn a thing or two from Israel. I ask again, what the hell is there to learn from these people? How to sufficiently kill innocent people? How to rectify our image in the eyes of people after destroying their places of worship? Destroying millions of lives all over the world? Starting nonsense war that doesn't benefit anybody except for themselves? Considering the whole entire world to be nothing more than just slave that should be working for us? Is that what we should learn from them? Because the list can go on. Have a secret nuclear program. If anybody decides to threaten our ways of existing, we just go ahead and press the red button and take everybody out with us? Is that what you want us to learn from them? Or maybe because, I'm going to try to keep it a little clean. You get the whole idea, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need to say anymore. Again, I can go deeper into this topic, but I want to try to keep this video very short. If you learn anything, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys up in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.